Hello everyone, I'm your host Ryan, and welcome back to Speak Up. Whether you're new here or you've been with us for a while, we're so glad you're tuning in. Today's episode is super useful for anyone who wants to speak better English. We're talking about something every learner asks. How do I grow my vocabulary? Not just memorizing random words, but actually using them, remembering them, and making them part of your everyday English.
Hi friends, I'm Priya. And today we're breaking it all down in a way that's simple and real. No confusing grammar rules, no boring textbook lists, just real tips that you can use right now. We'll show you how to learn one new word a day, how reading can secretly grow your vocabulary, and even some tools we use ourselves. Oh, and there's a little surprise tip near the end that could totally change how you learn. So stay with us.
When we talk about a good vocabulary, it isn't about collecting huge, fancy words you'll never use. It's about having the right words for the things you say every day. Chatting with friends, writing a quick email, or explaining an idea at work. Those practical words give you the confidence to speak clearly. And later in this episode, we'll share a simple daily habit that can double your word power without taking extra time.
Think of your vocabulary like a toolbox. You don't need every single tool, just the ones you actually reach for when you need them. In language, that means focusing on words that match your life and your conversations. A small set of handy words will serve you far better than a long list of words you forget. Plus, I've got a little twist to make this process even easier. More on that soon.
Here's a myth to bust. Longer or fancier words aren't always more impressive. If you learn garrulous but can't remember it, it's not doing you any good. Instead, pick simpler synonyms you'll actually use, words like chatty or talkative. That way, you're more likely to pull them out in real conversations. And coming up next, I'll explain how a one new word a day rule can make these practical words stick.
Exactly. Building a core set of words you use right away is the key to sounding natural. As you use each word, it becomes part of your personal vocabulary toolbox, ready whenever you need it. In our next segment, we'll dig into why so many of us forget new words so quickly, and how you can turn that around with just a few minutes of daily practice.
Now that we know a good vocabulary means having the right words for everyday moments, let's look at why so many of us forget the words we learn. Have you ever picked up a new word, used it once, and then, poof, it's gone the next day? That's totally normal. Your brain filters out anything it thinks isn't useful. So if a word isn't tied to a real conversation or a clear image, it never makes it into your long-term memory.
Exactly. The issue isn't that you have a bad memory, it's how you're learning. Most people grab a list of random words, flip through them a couple of times, then call it a day. That builds only short-term recall, so when you need the word later, it's vanished. To really remember English words, you need to make your brain work a bit harder by testing yourself before you peek at the definition, and by seeing each word in different, meaningful contexts.
It's like cramming for a test. You remember facts for a day or two, but then they disappear. Learning vocabulary the same way is why so many ask, why is vocabulary so hard? The trick is active recall and spaced repetition, trying to pull the word out of your mind, checking if you got it right, then revisiting it after a few days or a week. And if you connect the word to a story, an image, or a real conversation, you give your brain more hooks to hang on to.
Right. Traditional flash and test methods may feel quick, but they don't stick. Next up, we'll introduce the one new word a day rule, and a simple twist that makes it 5 times more powerful. You'll see how using each word in real sentences and talking about it with others cements it in your mind so you can finally remember English words when you need them.
Now we've seen why forgetting new words happens, and now let's understand the one new word a day rule. It's simple. Pick a single English word each morning and aim to use it 3 times by bedtime. You might say it in a chat with a friend, write it in a quick note or social media post, and catch it when you're reading or watching something. This daily vocabulary habit makes each word part of your routine, so you're not just learning definitions. You're actually living with the word all day long.
That's right. When you actively use the word in different ways, your brain hooks onto it much more strongly. For example, if your word today is curious, you could say, I'm curious about this recipe. Type, she seemed curious in the article, and notice it in a video subtitle. By using the word 3 times, you're forcing your brain to recall it, not just recognize it. Over time, this simple learn one English word daily practice builds your active vocabulary naturally.
Make the word fit your day's activities. If you have a meeting, pick something like confident or clear. If you're cooking, try simmer or aromatic. When the word matches what you're doing, it's easier to weave into conversation and remember. You don't need extra time. Just a quick morning pick, a midday write, and an evening say. That's all it takes to turn a single word into a solid part of your everyday speech.
You can keep track in a small notebook or a notes app. Write the word, its meaning, and your 3 example sentences. At the end of each week, glance back through your entries and you'll see a list of words you've truly learned, not just glanced at. This habit reinforces each word and helps you build your vocabulary step by step, without overwhelming yourself with long lists or boring drills.
This rule works because it combines consistency with active use. 1 word feels manageable, and 3 uses force active recall. Over days and weeks, those tiny steps add up. Instead of staring at a long list of definitions, you're weaving each word into real life. It's a low-pressure way to grow your vocabulary in a way that sticks.
Exactly. This approach turns a simple daily habit into powerful progress. By choosing a meaningful word and using it in 3 different ways, you move beyond memorization and make each word part of your personal toolkit. That's how you go from forgetting words to owning them.
Now that we've mastered the 1 word a day habit, let's dive into use it or lose it, the real secret to keeping words in your brain. Learning a word isn't enough. If you never speak it, your brain treats it like clutter and throws it away. Saying a word out loud forces your mind to fetch it. Athletes call it muscle memory, and language works the same way. The more you talk with a new word, the stronger its mental hooks become, making it stick longer.
Absolutely. When you use a word in conversation, even if you stumble over it, you're telling your brain, this word matters. Try slipping your daily word into a quick chat. Call a friend, join a study group, or even practice in front of the mirror. Each spoken use reinforces pronunciation, meaning, and context. That's how you turn passive recognition into active recall and truly practice English vocabulary.
But speaking is only half the story. Writing a word solidifies it in a different way. Your hand and eyes get involved. Journal a few sentences, craft an email, or write a short social post that features your new word. Each written example creates a visual and motor memory. So next time you see or hear the word, your brain lights up with recognition. Writing plus speaking equals double the retention power.
Here's a real-world tip. Add your new word to everyday digital spots, voice notes, Instagram captions, or WhatsApp texts to friends. For instance, if today's word is vibrant, record a quick voice memo saying, "This city feels so vibrant." Then post, "Enjoying a vibrant sunset" on your story. Even in casual messages, you're practicing the word in real-life settings, which cements it faster.
By using both speech and writing, you're attacking memory from 2 angles. Speaking gives you auditory and motor practice. Writing gives you visual and motor practice. Each use carves a deeper path in your brain. That's why you never really lose words you've actively used. Your mind considers them part of your core vocabulary toolset.
This dual approach answers the question how to remember vocabulary. It's not magic, it's consistent, practical use. When you make speaking and writing your new words a habit, you don't just learn vocabulary, you own it. Practice like this, and forgotten words become a thing of the past.
Now that we've made speaking and writing our go-to tools, let's see how reading can grow our word bank almost magically, without feeling like a study session. When you read short stories, articles, or even fun memes, you meet new words in their natural habitats, real sentences. Your brain picks up meanings from context, so you're learning passively, almost without noticing.
Exactly. Reading lets you absorb vocabulary in a way that feels effortless. You see how words fit into different styles. News articles use formal language, stories show emotional uses, and memes often use slang or playful twists. That variety helps you understand nuances and multiple uses of each word, so you gain a richer, more flexible vocabulary.
Here's a quick challenge to turn this into a habit. Read one article a day and pick out 3 unknown words. Underline or highlight them, then guess their meaning from the sentence. After you finish, look them up and jot down a quick definition. This learn vocabulary through reading approach gives you focused learning without boring drills.
When you encounter those 3 words, try using them later in a sentence or two, maybe in a comment or a voice note. That active step seals the learning loop. You see it, guess it, confirm it, and then use it. Over time, your brain starts to expect new words and automatically locks onto them as you read.
You don't have to stick to heavy texts. Mix it up. Read a short news story, a blog post, a comic strip, or even captions on social media. Each medium exposes you to different vocabulary registers, so you're continually improving your ability to understand and use words in various situations.
In short, reading is a powerful yet relaxed way to improve English reading and vocabulary at the same time. By making it a daily habit, just 1 article and 3 new words, you'll see steady progress. Before you know it, your passive word bank will turn into active, usable vocabulary.
Now we've seen how reading can fill your word bank, and now let's understand the power of context. When you come across an unfamiliar word, don't rush to your dictionary. First, look at the sentence or two around it. Your brain picks up clues, like tone, other words, and the situation, to guess the meaning. This is how you learn English words in context, by training yourself to read for sense, not just for definitions.
Exactly. For example, if you read, "The market was bustling with vendors hawking fresh fruit," you probably get that bustling means busy or crowded. You feel the energy of the scene, so you don't need a dictionary right away. That feeling, the sights, sounds, even smells you imagine, cements the meaning more deeply than a flat definition ever could.
When you guess first, you're actively engaging with the word. Your brain says, what does this fit here? That extra moment of thinking makes you far more likely to remember the word later. Only after you guess should you confirm with a quick lookup. This method helps you understand without a dictionary because you've already built a mental image around the word.
To practice, pick 3 new words from your daily reading. Cover up the definitions and write down your best guess for each. Then check the meaning and note how close you were. This exercise strengthens your ability to infer meaning from context and trains you to trust your instincts when you read in real time.
You can go further by using each word in a quick mini-story. If today's word is arid, imagine describing a desert scene. The arid air made every breath feel like sand. Creating that scene gives you a feel for the word, its sound, rhythm, and emotional weight, which locks it into your memory.
In short, context learning beats dictionary drilling because it connects words to real situations and feelings. By guessing meanings, confirming them, and then weaving words into your own examples, you move from recognizing vocabulary to truly owning it.
Now that we've learned to infer words from context, let's look at 3 real tools to increase vocabulary. No fluff, just what works. First up is Quizlet, one of the best vocabulary apps out there. You can build your own flashcard sets or choose pre-made decks, then use its games and tests to drill those words. It uses spaced repetition so you review each word just when you're about to forget it.
Next is Google Dictionary, a browser extension that shows you instant definitions when you double-click any word on a web page. It's perfect for when you're reading articles or blogs. You don't have to leave the page or open a new tab. It even gives pronunciation audio so you see, hear, and understand each word in context.
Our third tool is simple but powerful, a notebook or digital note app. Write down every new word you learn, definition, example sentence, and the date. Review this notebook weekly. Cover up the meanings and quiz yourself. This low-tech method ties hand movement, vision, and thought together, which locks words into your memory even more firmly.
Here's what we personally use every day. I keep a small bullet journal where I jot today's word, draw a quick doodle to capture its meaning, and write 2 sentences. That visual cue helps me remember faster. Ryan swears by Quizlet's mobile app. He reviews flashcards on his commute and in 5-minute breaks.
Combining these best vocabulary apps with your own notebook gives you three angles of practice: digital flashcards, instant online lookup, and handwritten review. Each tool reinforces the others, so you're not relying on one method alone. This multi-tool approach makes sure your new words stick.
Choose at least one of these tools and make it part of your routine. Quizlet for quick drills, Google Dictionary for on-the-fly lookups, and your notebook for deeper reflection. Using all three creates a strong learning loop that really boosts your vocabulary. Try them out and see which mix works best for you.
Finally, let's talk about your 5-minute daily routine to turn all these tips into lasting habits. It's as simple as read, write, say, repeat. In the morning, pick your word of the day and read a quick example sentence. Later, write one or two of your own. Then say it aloud, maybe in a voice note or to a friend, and finish by glancing at your word journal or flashcard. That's it.
Exactly. Start by reading your word in context, an article snippet, or a social media caption. Next, write it in a sentence of your own choosing. After that, say it out loud, even if it's just to yourself. Finally, repeat it one more time before bed. This simple cycle cements the word in your mind without feeling like extra work.
You can set phone reminders: morning for reading, afternoon for writing, evening for speaking, and a final repeat before sleep. Or you can weave it into daily activities: read at breakfast, write during your commute notes, say it in a quick lunch chat, then repeat when you brush your teeth. The goal is consistency, not time.
By linking new words to moments you already do every day, coffee breaks, commutes, chat messages, you create strong memory hooks. This approach is the essence of daily English practice and helps you build strong vocabulary habits that last far beyond a single study session.
Here's the exciting part. Follow this routine for 30 days and your English confidence will explode. You'll catch yourself using words you didn't even know a month ago, and speaking will feel smoother and more natural.
That brings us to the end of today's episode. Thanks for listening to Speak Up. We hope this quick daily plan helps you grow your vocabulary with ease. See you next time. Keep practicing and enjoy your English journey.